y'all, welcome back to another Psalm study. Today we're getting into Psalms 17 and 18. Now we're going to do these together because if you read Psalms 17 and 18, they go together. So we have a prayer for protection and praise for deliverance, right? So we pray for protection, and then once we have protection, we praise for deliverance after we have received protection. Hear righteousness, Yahuwah. Listen to my cry. Give ear to my prayer. From lips without deceit, let my right ruling go out from your presence. Let your eyes see what is straight. You have examined my heart. You have visited me in the night. You have tried me. You find I have not schemed. My mouth would not transgress. So, right here, he's asking for Yahuwah to listen to what he's saying for the simple fact that Yahuwah knows that he has not done anything wrong. He has kept his mouth from transgressing. He has not schemed. And he's like, test me, examine me. You know, people always say that Yahuwah knows my heart or God knows my heart. Well, yeah, he does. He definitely does know your heart. So while you're sitting there saying that, oh, he knows my heart, think about what's in your heart. What comes out of your heart? Deceit. Okay? What comes out of the heart? Deceit. So he's like, test me, listen to me, and test me to see that I have not said anything deceitful. I have not transgressed. And that is why you should listen to me. Now, as for the deeds of men, by the word of your lips, I have kept myself from the paths of the destroyer. So, according to Yahuwah, right? Yahuwah has said that David has kept himself from the paths of the destroyer. So, as for the deeds of men, David has not partaken in what man does. He hasn't. My steps have held fast to your paths. My feet have not slipped. I have called upon you, for you answer me, O El. Incline your ear to me. Hear my speech. Again, he's saying again, I this is why I have not done these things. You know I have not done these things. You have said by the word of your lips that I have not done these things. So listen to me as I'm praying and asking for protection. And it's not just the praying and asking for protection, it's praying and asking for whatever it is that you need the Most High to do, whatever you need in that moment. And I'm not talking about like tangible things. You know, it could be that you need His strength, that you need His endurance, that you need His peace. And when you have become this person like David was, and you know, you have not done anything wrong, you've been obedient, you have not transgressed, you have not schemed, you have not done anything to other people, then the Most High is most likely to listen to you and to grant whatever your prayer is. Let your loving commitment be distinguished, you who save by your right hand those who take refuge from those who rise up. So, your loving commitment be distinguished, set apart, different from anything or anybody else, specifically other gods, but also other people, because people do not put your trust in man. Okay? Just gonna leave it at that. Guard me as the apple of your eye. Conceal me under the shadow of your wings. Now he's asking for that protection. Once he has already asked him, please listen to me. I have not done anything wrong. I have been righteous. I have been on the right paths. Now he's asking for what it is, the protection. Conceal me under the shadow of your wings from the face of the wrong who ravaged me, from my deadly enemies who surround me. And this now he's going into what the enemy is doing. They're enclosed in their own fat. They speak proudly with their mouths. They have now surrounded us in our steps. They set their eyes to cast us to the ground. So this makes me think that he's asking for this protection before going in a certain battle. And the reason I say that is because as they have now surrounded us in our steps. So they are surrounded wherever they're going. And so he's surrounded by the enemy, he and his men, his mighty men. So they're more than likely in battle. Like a lion who is eager to tear his prey. And as a young lion crouching in cover, arise, O Yahuwah, confront him, cause him to bend. Deliver my being from the wrong by your sword. Again, there's that asking for protection. And that is what he's wanting that protection to look like because he knows the power of Yahuwah. He knows what he can do. From men by your hand, O Yahuwah, from men of the world whose portion is in this life, and you fill their bellies with your hidden treasure. They are satisfied with children and shall leave their riches to their babes. Makes me think of the rich and wealthy who leave an inheritance to their children. So their portion is the things of this world, the things in this life. That is what their eyes are set on. Whereas David, his eyes are set on the Most High and his kingdom, right? Like Yosha said, store your treasures in heaven because anything that you store up on the earth is going to do what? Is going to have moths and rust. It's going to pass away. You know, those types of things, they can't get to heaven. As for me, let me see your face in righteousness. I am satisfied to see your appearance when I awake. So his satisfaction comes in seeing the Most High. And with that, seeing the Most High, it's that protection. That's where he sees him. He's not talking about physically seeing the Most High. He's talking about that protection is a sign that the Most High has heard him. While these people are putting their satisfaction and their treasure and everything in the things of this world, David's only worried about seeing the Most High. That's his only concern. He doesn't care anything about what's in this world. And that's where our focus should be. It should not be on the things that we have, it should not be in the accolades, it should not be in the degrees that we have, the job that we have, the money, the house, the car, the clothes, any of that, any of those things. That's what he's saying that men of the world put their satisfaction in. That's where their treasure is. That's what they're satisfied by. They're satisfied with having children and then leaving all of these things that they have acquired to these children. But David's like, that doesn't matter. I want this. I want to see your face. Period. Praise for deliverance. I love you, O Yahuwah, my strength. Yahuwah is my rock and my stronghold and my deliverer. My El is my rock. I take refuge in him. My shield and the horn of my deliverance, my high tower. That is what he's talking about, the characteristics of the Most High, who he is to him. I have a note here that says David spoke this song when Yahuwah rescued him from Shaul. So this prayer for protection, a lot of David's time was spent running from Shaul when he was alive. And I just finished reading 1 Samuel 16, 17, and 18. And a lot of that jealousy and hatred of David came from when David slew Goliath. And specifically after the women sang praises to Shaul and said that Shaul took down thousands and David took down tens of thousands, Shaul became jealous of David because he was like, oh, I took down thousands, he took down tens of thousands. So in his jealousy, he made David commander over only 1,000 men, and he tried to kill him. He did numerous times try to kill David, but Yahuwah protected him. And that's what this prayer of protection was. Highly recommend reading 1st and 2nd Samuel. I call upon Yahuwah, the one to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. The cords of death surrounded me, and the floods of Belial made me afraid. So Belial just means wicked. So like wicked people. The cords of Sheol were all around me. The snares of death were before me. So he's like, Yahuwah saved me because Shaul was so bent on trying to kill David that he was like, if Shaul gets the chance, he's going to succeed. But every time that Shaul tried to kill David, he was always protected. Anytime that he tried to shoot arrows at David when David was playing the lyre to try to pacify the evil spirit that Yahuwah had put on Shaul, he was saved. He was spared. Even Shaul's own daughter helped him and rescued him from being killed. Jonathan, his own son, rescued David and told David what his father was going to do. So there were people looking out for David, but who was it? Ultimately, it was Yahuwah and his protection that was keeping David alive. And he was working through these different people. In my distress, I called upon Yahuwah. And to my Elohim I cried. He heard my voice from his Hakal, and my cry went from him into his ears. And he's in this he's like, this is why. Because in my time of distress, I called on Yahuwah, this prayer for protection, and he listened and he did it. And the earth shook and trembled. Even the foundations of the mountains were troubled, and they shook because he was wroth. Smoke went up from his nostrils, and consuming fire from his mouth. Coals were kindled by it, and he bowed the heavens and came down. And thick darkness was under his feet, and he rode upon a cherub and flew. He flew upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his concealment, around him his shelter, darkness of waters, thick clouds of the skies. From the brightness before him, his thick clouds passed, hail and coals of fire. And Yahuwah thundered in the heavens, and the Most High sent forth his voice, hail and coals of fire. And he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and much lightning and confused them, and the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were uncovered. At your rebuke, O Yahuwah, at the blast of the breath of your nostrils. Whenever Yahuwah comes up on the scene, let me tell you something. He does not come quietly. Anytime he comes, he makes a grand entrance. You know it's the Most High because all of his creation shakes and trembles, right? They react to him coming because he is the creator, right? And so anytime he comes, there's noise, it's loud. Like no other of these false gods can do that. Why? Because they didn't make these creations. These creations do not take orders or commands from these gods. They take orders and commands from the Most High. So anytime that he says something or he does something or he, makes his presence known, it is the Most High. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy and from those hating me, for they were stronger than I. And that's here talking about deliverance. They confronted me in the day of my calamity, but Yahuwah was my support, and he brought me out into a large place. He delivered me, for he delighted in me. Yahuwah rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands, he repaid me. And that goes back over here to what David was talking about, for prayer of protection. Examine my heart, visit me in the night. You have tried me. You found I have not schemed. Yahuwah knows these things, and that's why he is delivering him. For I have guarded the ways of Yahuwah and have not acted wrongly against my Elohim. For all his right rulings are before me, and I did not turn from his laws. And I am perfect before him, and I guard myself from my crookedness. Yes, Yahuwah is repaying him for all of the things that he has done. When he says that his right rulings are before me, meaning that he's following the right rulings, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And this is how we should be living. We should be living just like David. We should be guarding the Most High's ways. We should not be acting wrongly. His right rulings should be before us. We should be following his law, statutes, and commandments, and we should not turn from them. We should be perfect before the Most High and guard ourselves from crookedness. And David is a perfect example of when you do these things, this is how the Most High will respond. He will show up and show out. And Yahuwah repays me according to my righteousness. Again, he said that. He rewarded me according to my righteousness. David does a lot of repetition. And when there's repetition, that means you should take heed to what is being said. There's a reason for that. According to the cleanliness of my hands before his eyes. Repetition. According to the cleanliness of my hands, he repaid me. And he's praising Yahuwah for that because David knows that he has been righteous. And according to that righteousness, Yahuwah repays him by delivering him from his enemies. With the lovingly committed, you show yourself lovingly committed. With the perfect one, you show yourself perfect. With the clean, you show yourself clean. And with the crooked, you show yourself twisted. Yahuwah will show up in your life the way that you show up to him. That's it. I mean, that's it right there. He will show up the way that you show up. You will get what you give. For you save the afflicted people, but bring down those whose eyes are haughty. For you yourself light my lamp. Yahuwah my Elohim makes my darkness light. For with you I run against a band, and with my Elohim I leap over a wall. So he's undefeated. Like there's nobody who can stop him. When you have the Most High on your side, nobody can stop you. Anyone who tries to come against you, they're going to lose. The El, his way is perfect. The word of Yahuwah is proven. He is a shield to all who take refuge in him. For who is Alua besides Yahuwah? And who is a rock except our Elohim? It is El who girds me with strength and makes my way perfect. And again, he says it again, and you guard me with strength for battle, making my feet like the feet of deer, and sets me on high places, teaching my hands for battle, so that my arms shall bend a bow of bronze. So he's setting him up. He's making him light on his feet when it comes to battle. He's able to use his weaponry as a professional does because it's Yahuwah. He does that. And the thing is, David never takes credit for anything that happens. Any victories that come about, he does not take credit for that because he knows it's the Most High. Because if David was left to do things on his own, he would have stayed hidden. He would have ran. He knew that he could not do anything without the Most High, except when it came to Bathsheba. And I'll probably keep saying that, okay? Because we have to remember that David was not perfect. People try to put David on a pedestal and say that he was just mighty king and he was perfect in the eyes of the Most High, and they just exalt him. But David sinned, okay? He was a sinner, all right? He did. He would kill people, without reason, okay? And you give me the shield of your deliverance, and your right hand supports me, and your lowliness makes me great. You enlarge my step under me, and my feet shall not slip. Again, light on his feet. He doesn't slip, he doesn't fall, he doesn't trip, he doesn't falter, he doesn't choke up, nothing. I pursue my enemies and overtake them, and do not turn back till they are destroyed. I crush them, and they are unable to rise. They fall under my feet, and you gird me with strength for battle. Cause my adversaries to bow under me, and you have made my enemies turn their backs. As for those hating me, I cut them off. They cry, but no one is there to save. To Yahuwah, but he answers them not. Yahuwah can save them, but because they're David's enemies, they're also enemies of the Most High. When you have the Most High on your side and you're being obedient and just following Him, your enemies become His enemies, and He'll take care of that. And I beat them as dust before the wind. I empty them out like dirt in the streets. You deliver me from the strivings of the people. You set me at the head of the nations. A people I have not known serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they obey me. The foreigners submit to me. The foreigners fade away and become frightened from their strongholds. Yahuwah lives, and blessed is my rock, and exalted is the Elohim of my deliverance. The El who gives vengeance to me, and he humbles the peoples under me, my deliverer from my enemies. You lift me up above those who rise against me. You deliver me from a man of violence. Therefore I give thanks to you, O Yahuwah among nations, and I sing praise to your name, making great the deliverance of his sovereign, and showing loving commitment to his anointed, to David and his seed forever. And this is the mindset that we should always be in, giving thanks for when Yahuwah takes us out of situations that we know good and well that we would never have been able to get ourselves out of. Any situation that we have been able to successfully go through strengthens us. That is why we have to go through these things. But when you obey and you pray to the Most High for deliverance, He will do that for you. And He did that for David. He did. And we see that. He did so much for David because David was righteous in the eyes of the Most High. And before David did anything, he would consult with the Most High. But the thing is, you have to examine your own heart Because if your own heart is deceitful, the Most High can see that too. If you can see what's truly in your heart when you examine yourself, the Most High can see that too. We should always be examining ourselves above anything. Examine yourself and see, are you worthy to be delivered by the Most High? And that's all I have for y'all.